What I like though, I like poetry.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great segue.
That's good. That's good.
Because some jokes, if they don't work, it could be a poem. Not in a bad way though. Dude, you told me about this, that you were writing this.
Yeah, and everyone laughs when I tell them. I'm like, yeah, I got a poetry book coming. They're like, seriously?
I was like, okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of how the title came about. I was writing all these poems during COVID, and I've been writing my whole life. The very first poem in the book is the first thing I got published when I was in. It was either kindergarten or first grade, but it got published into the school newspaper.
What?
So
I love the name, and that's. You told me about this when we were like no,
the one right before that. Does it?
Sharks are skinny.
Yeah.
Sharks are fat. Sharks are mean. They ate my cat.
Oh.
Yo, I remember that one. I remember that one. Yo,
I
remember that one. No, they literally read that to us like when I was like in elementary school. I remember that one.
You're lying.
I swear. No, I swear.
You're lying.
I swear.
No.
Yeah, I swear.
I don't.
You told me about this when we were at that E40.
Yeah. That was a good time.
No, I'm serious.
That and I was like a poem.
No, I'm like this.
What made you decide? Because you said you've been writing your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Poetry I like the free form nature of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like the
There's
fact.
no wrong format.
Yeah, and it's just more an easy way to get your expression out. The whole thing was I've been writing screenplays and short stories, working on a novel, that whole thing. But finishing stuff is one of the hardest things to do.
Amen.
So
planning it
100%.
is easy.
Yeah, so I was talking to one of my friends, shout out to Katie, and she called me and said one of the dedications.
One of the dedications this weekend.
Yeah, and she said, "Are you writing?" And I said, "No, I kind of gave up because it's just so hard finishing things." She goes, "Well, fucking write a poem. You could probably do that, right?" And I was like, "Damn."
Can I hand it over? So they like something to reference it. Pass it down to those guys. Don't damage it now.
So so she said, "Yeah, you could probably write a poem though." And I was like, "That's a good idea." So I started writing the poems down, and then I started submitting them. And you get rejected 500-600 times, and then eventually a couple of them started to push through, and one especially got through to a couple different places, which I found out later you're not supposed to do. They get mad at you because you're not supposed to multiple submit.
Right.
But I was like, you guys paid me $1 for the first one and 50 cents for the second, so you guys can have a bidding war, I guess, for that one poem.
$250 as high as I'm going.
How was it like having people read your poem? Because for some people, I know a lot of people that write poetry and they'll never show it to anyone.
So I don't want to come across like an asshole, but the whole thing for me is that's not art then. Art is when you release it to the public.
Right.
So if you're going to write poems, hey, I don't discourage you.
You heard that, you cowards? No,
no, seriously, man up.
Yeah.
Like it sucks to get rejected, but it's a vital part. And the funny thing is you'll forget because some of them take 90 days, 100 days to get back to you. So you wake up, you're having a great day. Oh, check your email. And we regret to inform you that we didn't like any of your shit. You suck. And we hope that you stop writing and, in fact, burn your fucking whole play. And, they're not saying that, but that's what it feels like on the inside. And
that's
then
what you should do.
Yeah, no, trust me. Why do you think there's a gun on the cover? You know what I mean?
Put it up.
No,
those
viewers can
when
see.
I explained to the artist who did the cover design, I was like, so I want a guy blowing his brains out. And he's like, okay. And he's like, what are you trying to do? And I was like, but I want it to be like Poppy.
What is this, your manifesto? A list of demands of...
Well, and the words that are coming out the other side, they're all kind of inside jokes. I used to be in...
Touch Me, I Cut You.
Touch Me, I Cut You was a movie we made.
Okay.
A long time. Yeah, that, with Jesus.
that makes sense.
Yeah, we used to always make, these weird horror movie, cannibal movies, stuff like that. And so, yeah. There's a name of that. I used to be in a band. Shout out, Can't Find a Villain. That's how the poetry all started,
Yeah.
I was reading Charles Bukowski. I was reading Saul Williams. So I had this kind of, in between the whole slam poetry thing. And then we used to go to the Starry Plow Lounge here in Berkeley, and we would do the slams there. Cool. And then I had a friend, we were in an improv class, and he said, you should be a rapper. And I'm like, no, I definitely shouldn't be a rapper.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
You used to rap.
Yeah, so we started doing it. We got signed to a little record label. We put out an album.
No way.
Yeah.
What record label?
It was called Sold Out Records. It was based out of San Francisco.
Okay.
And the album, I think you can get it on Bandcamp for free now, which is cool. But it's called How to Make Friends or How to Make Enemies and Mislead People. We did like little tours up and down California. You know, we got to open.
No shit.
Yeah, we got to open
dope.
we opened for Tumex. We opened for members of the Living Legends. You know.
Ooh, yeah.
And the thing they don't tell you though when you're doing that, you're like, oh, that's amazing. You're like, you don't get to meet any of them. You're the open. I mean, I'm sure it's the same as comedians, right? You don't get to meet the people sometimes.
Well, no, it depends on what time they usually get there and stuff like that. If there's like a green room, sometimes.
But you're not like
can't.
chilling with them.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you can.
Sometimes
Sometimes people, but it depends on like what time they get there. Like especially like if you're booked with them and you're in the green room, they'll come up to the green room and stuff like that and then hang out with you. But then like if it depends on especially if it's like a weekend, you can. But sometimes if it's like a one night show, that might come say what's up, stuff like that, and then they might have friends there that usually like.
I understand as opening up for artists.
Yeah,
you
the
don't
underground.
Get to meet
You didn't meet Snoop?
Didn't get to meet Snoop.
I thought we were gonna meet E40 and Too Short that day.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that was funny. That show, you know, I was standing around in the VIP section with you guys, and there's some dude there who thought I was someone that I wasn't. He thought I was famous or something because he's chopping it up, buying me drinks, and I'm just like at the end, I was like, I think maybe he thought I was Rick Rubin's son or something.
No, he knew about what was it? What was your group name?
Oh, Can't Find a Villain.
Can't Find a Villain. That's a cool little name.
Yeah. It was
Villain.
Originally we were the Schoolyard Dope Fiends, and then we became Can't Find a Villain. We're in the process of releasing new material right now.
So it's still going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys full of surprises, man. What the fuck?
Fuck poetry. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, well, you know,
I mean, rap
so we're
is
making,
a form of
we're making poetry videos for this too. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's one thing I'm doing. I got a couple of local, Bay Area photographers. I just tell them read the poem and come up with an idea. And 90% of the time, I want to do their idea. I know what I would do, but I'd rather have another artist's input on it.
That's dope, man. Because also you mentioned you're a chef. I noticed a lot of these guys who were either really into poetry or art end up in kitchens.
Oh yeah, that's the whole. I mean, because it's kind of artistic in its own way, you know? So I dig. It's one job you can have, I think, where you keep that part of your brain active while you're working.
It's true.
So it's something,
living on the edge in a way too.
Yeah. Well, in a few ways with the cook. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Is it's not a cookbook, but it's almost like a manual for how to work as a dishwasher, work as a prep cook.
Oh, nice.
And that one's going to be called "Shut the Fuck Up and Dice the Onions." Because there's so many times where people are like, "Oh my God, I want to be a cook," and so what I want to do this is just shut the fuck up and dice the onions first. Yeah. Once you learn that, then we can start talking about everything else.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
I have the same thing with, you meet a lot of young writers and they want you to read their shit and you read it and you're like, there's no commas, there's no periods. I'm like, you got to know grammar.
Yeah.
Well, no, fuck that. I don't need to do that. It's my idea. And it's like, well, I'm not going to get to your idea if I can't read it.
That's me. I'm terrible when it comes to grammar and stuff
so
like
was
that.
So was I. I bought a book called it's like the style manual. It's written by the guy who wrote Charlotte's Web.
Oh.
Shout out to E.B. White. But yeah, you read that one, you're like, oh, the comma goes there or the parenthesis, and then all of a sudden it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's and a lot of people don't have that, and it's crazy enough. But he writes every day almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My homie who we had him on the show. He used to open for Public Enemy and all that. I saw how he writes, and there's not a lot of commas, but all his raps are written down and like.
So raps are funny, a lot of times you'll see how they write them, and you can tell
it looks like a poem.
You could tell the bar count, because a lot of times it's written to hit 4 bars, 16 bars, whatever. But yeah, that's why I do like poetry, because it is kind of a release from having to use all the grammar all the time. And I think most people who use semicolons are pretentious fuckfaces.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember several times I've been told, like, when writing stuff, it was like, you need a semicolon right here. I was like, when the fuck would I know I wanted to use a semicolon? Like,
when you're separating clauses. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say,
this fucking guy.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This reminded me of Richmond High when you open the book and there's scribble.
So that was supposed to be like, because I don't know, I'm all, you use those shitty Bic pens you can get at the dollar store.
Yeah.
You always got to scratch one.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. That's before the poem starts. Is you got to get the pen working.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, I try to put like little, you know what I mean, like little Easter eggs and shit that no one will get but me, but it makes me happy.
That's funny.
Can you believe the Voice Party has had merch this whole time and we neglected to tell anybody? T-shirts, hoodies, bath mats, wall clocks, throw pillows, even mini skirts. We will throw our logo on absolutely anything. Click the link in the description below and pick you up some Voice Party merch today.